Hello, friends. Whoa, I look real orange, but a little close. Welcome to tonight's virtual full moon Yin Yoga. You won't need any props for tonight's practice, just a mat and a quiet space. And I welcome you. And tonight I've decided, as a small business owner, kind of doing my own thing, attempting to try and build my brand and everything that goes along with it, I decided that tonight, half of the donations that are given to tonight's practice are going to go towards small business owners who have found it very challenging in the midst of the current states that we're in this nation. So if you feel compelled and you feel led to donate, please do. You could find the links in my bio, or you could Venmo at Yoga by Shelly, or you could use PayPal. If you have a question and you don't know how to use either of those and you would still like to donate, you can DM me or contact me after class. So collective breath, right? Whoa, so much. And so much more to come. And it's our job to prepare ourselves to be equipped with the tools and the fundamental energetic vibration to help us continue to move through what's shifting and moving. We have a full moon in Scorpio tonight, which Scorpio is a fire sign. And it is known as this adventure, okay? And it comes with, and the great attractor as well, and it comes with the lunar eclipse. And this is all happening tomorrow night. I'm doing it tonight just because Friday nights I know can be a little complicated for people. But just so you're prepared, so you're acknowledging this energy. And this energy can last, and you could be feeling this energy maybe a week before the full moon and a week after the full moon. So know that whatever is bubbling up and over for you, it's connected. And if you're not feeling it yet, perhaps you will afterwards. So trust that this full moon with lunar eclipse is here to really pave your path, to begin to not only sift the ideals in which we've had collectively on a macro scale, but also within ourselves. And there's a lot of information. The war that we have going on right now is an information war. It's an energetic war as well. So making sure again that you're grounded and you're centered in your stillness is key to kind of being amongst the chaos. So I kind of use a comparison of like a category 5 hurricane. It's like the chaos is kind of swirling around us, but like at the very center, the eye of the storm is still. And it's within that stillness that you can begin to quiet yourself, that you can quiet the noise and begin to connect with something on a deeper layer of your being, to really begin to find the truth, because there's so much truth out there. And at the end of the day, regardless of what you watch or what you listen to, we really don't know, because we aren't on the foregrounds, we aren't there, and we aren't in the background of political issues and political Congress meetings. So the only thing that we can do as human beings is to stay connected and bound to one another as human beings. And tonight we're going to become, we're so used to doing and so used to kind of connecting to our thoughts and our values and our beliefs. But tonight I'm going to ask you to really surrender to that, to really put all of that away in a little mental basket in the corner, and to really come to your mat to really find that calm and that quiet. And I'm going to guide you. So tonight's practice will be a bit of a guided meditation, and we'll be using some binaural beats. So if you're unfamiliar with that, these are certain vibrations that come with sound that help initiate a specific state of being, whether that be calmness, meditation, and you could pretty much find any binaural beat for anything you could possibly imagine. So I'm going to be playing that in the background with this guided meditation and this practice that is going to be a bit confrontational, because I think we are feeling that, but at the same time, in the midst of the confrontation, being able to find a pose and a shape that's comfortable for you and your body today, to really begin to settle into that space and find that ability that within the mind, if you're like, oh my God, this is really intense, being able to breathe through it and find your calm and find your center on your mat, and that'll trickle into your life as well. So we are going to go ahead and begin in a wide legs child's pose with the big toes touching back behind you. And take a nice deep breath in before you descend in between the thighs. And allow your third eye to land on your mat. For some of you, this might be the very first time that you've actually claimed a full time out. Maybe rocking the third eye from left to right on your mat, massaging it. Pulling the shoulder blades down the back and allowing the elbows to be bent and soft with the fingertips naturally falling onto your mat. Maybe gently shift the body from left to right, opening up the hip joints here and finding a comfortable space. If this pose is too intense for your inner thighs, honor that, and then just gently bring the knees a little bit closer together. Slowly beginning to soften the eyes and the cheeks, remaining in your wide legged child's pose. Taking a few deep cleansing breaths in through the nose, filling up the belly, allowing the navel to press towards your mat. And bringing the breath into the lungs, all the way into the heart. And letting that breath go from the mouth. One more deep, full breath. Belly, ribs, chest. And instead of forcing the breath out, just let it gently flow out. Chest, ribs, belly. Beginning to scan your body, starting at the top of your head, maybe opening and closing the jaw a few times, relaxing the cheeks. You feeling some tension in the shoulders, which I myself are feeling super tense in the shoulders. Maybe shrug the shoulders up towards the ears and do a couple shoulder rolls back and shoulder rolls forward, and find a nice happy space. Notice if you're tensing up the fingers, forearms, elbows, or upper parts of the arm. Begin to notice the natural paced breath that's flowing over you and your body right now. The simplest form of meditation is beginning to create body awareness. Noticing the pressure on the knees, or perhaps the sensations that you're feeling in the hips, the groin, the shoulders, the arms. And just gently noting the tension or the sticky spaces. And doing your best, instead of judging, send love to these areas and send a deep, full cleansing breath to these areas. as energetic expressions of who we are, we physically carry various different emotions and happenings. They often say that our issues are in our tissues. And the first part of surrendering and melting into this practice and melting into this moment is to notice what this moment brings you. What is it sharing with you? See if you could bring your awareness to the tip of your nose. And following your breath, as your attention remains at the tip of your nose, where it's going in the body, the texture, temperature, quality, depth. And again, just allowing this to just be a part of your awareness. The awareness is what creates space between your physical body and the world around you. It holds the space. As we go through tonight's practice, I encourage you, if you find that the mind continues to wander, to choose to focus on the tip of your nose and noticing the physical sensations of your breath in the body. If you continue to notice that the mind begins to wander, allow yourself to count the length of the inhales and allow the length of the inhales to match the length of your exhales. What this does is this creates awareness, which ultimately creates space. It allows you to be in this very moment, marinating in what this moment has for you, both physically as well as noticing your internal dialogue, and allowing you to not get carried away, but allowing you to be observant. To be here, but also hovering up above, watching your body, your breath, your thoughts, your heartbeat. Allow yourself to take 5 more deep, complete breaths in this pose, encouraging stillness. When the body becomes still, often the mind wanders. When the body remains still, we become aware of where the mind wanders. As we create stillness externally, we begin to slowly create that stillness within, allowing that space of awareness to grow wider and wider and wider. Once you've completed your 5th breath, gently begin to bring the palms together to touch up overhead with the arms extended out towards the top of your mats. Bringing the hands in prayer pose and then gently bending the elbows, drawing the palms back towards the nape of the neck. It's here that you lay it down. You lay down all that you thought you knew, all that you think you are, all that you think you desire. And you allow life to unfold for you for these next 45 minutes without pushing your agenda, without pushing or forcing a shape your body does not desire to take. Without judgment, but holding space. As you commit to this intention for tonight, just gently bringing the palms back down onto the mats and slowly, mindfully beginning to walk the palms towards the knees. And take as many breaths as you need to ease out of this pose. I know that it can get really intense within the inner thighs. And then gently lifting the sits bones up. And maybe lifting up the feet and rolling out to the ankles. And then gently bringing the knees together to touch. Gently tucking the toes, allowing the sits bones to touch the heels, engaging the intensity in which you desire the stretch to go. The more you walk the palms towards the knees, the more intense the stretch will be in the arches of the feet. You may need to remove that little pinky toe and get it out from underneath. If you feel comfortable bringing all the weight onto your heels, you could bring the dominant hand to rest on top of the indominant hand with the thumbs together touching. Bringing the palms to overlap and resting on your lap. First, beginning to notice any tingling, warmth, pops of coolness. Gauging the stretch. And if you're feeling the tension in the jaw or the shoulders already, ease up and just gently bring the palms back down onto your mat. Come back to the breath. Belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. Stick with it. It's easier to give up than it is to remain. Your feet won't fall off, I promise. If anything, they'll feel so much better if you remain in this space and in this shape. Notice your will. Notice your thoughts. Tension. The more you allow and the more that you surrender, the easier the pose gets. The more you resist, the more resistance you meet. Settle in. Let it out. Last 5 breaths. You've got this. Your tootsies will thank you. I know they're barking right now. I know the dogs are barking, but they will thank you later, I promise. They support you on a daily basis. Gently taking in your last few breaths. And wherever you are, allowing the palms to meet the mat if they aren't there already. And without untucking the toes just yet, just gently ease the weight that's on the heels. So it's important that you slowly shift out of these poses as it is to remain still in them. That is the yin practice. That is when you are doing the work. And the true work really comes when the stillness is beginning to find itself within you. It's easier to fidget than it is to remain still. Catch yourself. Slowly begin to lift the sits bones up. Untuck the toes again, maybe lift up the feet and roll out the ankles in any direction that feels best. And then coming onto the tops of our feet and allowing your sits bones to rest right in between the soles of each foot. And maybe rocking gently from side to side. Just taking a moment here. Again, you can rest the palms on top of the lap, dominant hand on top of indominant hand with the thumbs touching. We're going to be shifting into pigeon pose. If you'd like to come into sleeping swan and you know how to get there, please do. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, or perhaps know that you have very tight hips, follow me for tonight's practice. We're going to be starting with the right leg, so for those of you who are coming into pigeon pose, making sure that the right knee is out towards the right side of the mat, so that the hips are square, and that you remain here for a few breaths before you make your way all the way down. For those of you who are coming into reclined pigeon with me tonight, we're going to come onto our sits bones, so bringing either hip onto your mats, lying down, and this time crossing the right ankle on top of the left thigh. You're going to flex the right toes and weave the right hand in between the thighs and the left hand outside of the left thigh. You're going to grab onto the back of the left thigh and maybe interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, keeping the right foot flexed and energetically drawing the right knee back. Now, a little trick that I personally love in this particular pose is I gently, slowly rock from side to side. Very, very slowly. And more oftentimes than not, there's one spot that just is really intense. And I choose to stay there even if it's only for about 5 breaths. Because I know it's tight and I know it's sticky. Once you find your sweet spot, give yourself the opportunity to once again find some physical stillness. And then bringing the awareness to the breath to begin to initiate that internal awareness. Notice if you're forcing, gripping, tensing up, and soften those areas of the body. Typically when we have tight hips and we're in poses that intensify the sensation that we're feeling in the hips, we oftentimes clench the jaw. So for those of you who are lying down on your bellies, so to speak, notice where the jaw is tensing up. Notice if the core is tensing up. Shoulders. And melts. Soften the eyes. Allow your breath to be full and complete. As we remain in these yin poses, it really does undo what we call in the yoga practice the nadis, these knots, this bundle of energy that's stuck, and it's not sure how to remove itself from the situation. And you can imagine it being almost like a bundle of yarn. And these stretches slowly begin to undo this bundle. No longer creating energetic blockages, but allowing the energy to flow freely through your chi. If you're feeling tingling, pops of coolness or warmth, this is what's happening. When your energetic body, which is a giver and receiver, begins to channel energy more efficiently, you're in the flow. You're calm, you're smooth. And when these areas of tension make themselves known, honor them, see them, support them. Listen to them. Five more complete breaths here. After your fifth breath, just slowly removing the top of the leg. You're lying down, slowly propping yourself back up. Rolling on to either hip. Beginning to take reclined pigeon or pigeon pose or sleeping swan on the opposite side. So left ankle on top of right thigh, left foot is flexed, and see how this feels. Energetically drawing the left knee down, left hand in between the thighs, right hand outside of right thigh, maybe interlacing the fingers once again. either behind the thigh, or if you're feeling a little bit more open, you can interlace them around the shin. Again, remember, if you are lying down, making sure that the left knee is outside of the left hip bone and that your hips are square before you come down onto your mat. Taking a few breaths before completely lying down, and taking a few breaths before you meet your happy space within this stretch. Noticing the difference between each side, and perhaps swaying from side to side gently if you are a reclined pigeon, and finding where it feels best, and then honoring the stillness in your physical body. And then coming back to the breath once more. You notice your breath is short and shallow. Ease up on the pose. You should be able to be in a pose and a shape that allows you to continue to breathe deeply and evenly. This initiates the more passive, relaxing sensation over the body. And although the physical body is a vessel and a tool to which to interact with the environment around us, it is also a vehicle. You yourself, as you step into your car, you do not say that you are your car. It's a tool. It moves you. Your physical body is a tool. It's a vehicle for your spirit, enabling you to move, enabling you to sense and experience this world around you. We confuse our body with who we are. We confuse our personality with who we are. But who we really are is the awareness that notices the body, that catches us before we speak, that observes the happenings, and just is. Last 5 breaths. At the end of your 5th breath, slowly Shifting out of the pose. Gently bringing the knees in towards the chest if you're lying on your back. And then rolling onto either side, gently coming up into a seat. We'll come back down shortly. And extending the legs down the length of your mat. We're going to be coming into what I like to call crisscross caterpillar. So the right leg is going to cross over the left. And for those of you who are a little bit more blessed in the back than myself, you might need to remove the extra flesh from underneath the sits bones to really feel those two sits bones grounding down into the ground. We're going to take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, just gently folding over the thighs, allowing the elbows to be soft and maybe the palms to face up. And gently dropping the head, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Taking a moment to notice the areas of the body in which you feel the sensations within this pose. The goal is not to touch your feet in this pose. The goal is to just be in this pose. Maybe gently rocking the neck from left to right, but making sure that these movements and shifts are extremely slow. Slower than you want to go. Give an extra breath to any sticky spaces in the neck and in the spine. This is oftentimes where we carry the weight of the world, and where the tension in our shoulders can be a direct correlation to the amount of thoughts that we have within the mind. Let them all fall out now if they're still whirlwinding within the dome of your mind. Back to the breath. See if you can get just a little bit heavier here. Allowing gravity to have its way with you. The body's opened up a little bit and you'd like to slightly get a little bit deeper by bringing the arms towards the shins and towards the heels. Do so now for these next couple breaths. Last 5 breaths here. After your 5th breath, keeping the chin tucked towards the chest, you can bring the palms to face down onto your mat to help assist your upper body up, but keeping the chin tucked, allowing the head to be the last to stack on the spine. Take a deep breath here and notice the energetic shift in the mind and the body, the prana shifting. Taking a little counter pose, keeping the right leg crossed on top of the left. Just bring the hands back behind you. You can either allow the fingertips to point back behind you, or you can allow them to point towards the glutes. Take a deep breath in and bring the heart up towards the ceiling. And exhale, let the head go, let it tilt back. Slowly stacking the spine, uncrossing the right leg, and this time allowing the left leg to cross over the right. Again, finding your comfortable space with your sits bones, taking a breath in, and as you exhale, slowly folding forward. Again, noticing the sensations, and then again, if you did it on the one side, gently rocking the head slowly from left to right. And then melting into the pose. Softening each and every finger, allowing them to gently curl towards the palm. Allowing the elbows to be soft and bent. Allowing the shoulders to round. Allowing the chin to tuck towards the chest. And softening the cheeks and the eyes and the jaw. Within the spaces in between, in the spaces of the unknown, to bring about a thrill, mystery. Many of us fear the unknown, but truly every moment after this one is unknown. We can plan, we can force, we can push ideals, agendas, belief systems, and values. But regardless, the future is still unknown. When we honor that space, when we become aware of the present moment, we allow the future to unfold for us in the flow. Taking everything as it comes, no longer resisting, and allowing ourselves to learn and grow from the process. Just as your car takes you to various different places to experience, your body is taking you through various different places to experience. Marvel at what is. Be aware of what is. Because what is now is the rock that drops in the pristine glass top lake that creates the perfect ripples. Purposeful ripples. Each moment a ripple. Each moment an opportunity to be aware. Each moment to marinate in the happening. To not project, but to be. To not do, but to be. And ultimately to be human beings. Last 3 breaths. Slowly planting the palms, and again, stacking the spine slowly, allowing the head to gently come up to rest on the shoulders, feeling that energetic shift, the draining of blood. Deep, full breath in, and let it go. Keeping the legs crossed and allowing the fingertips to come back behind you again, whether they're pointing towards the back wall or perhaps towards your glutes. Find something that feels comfortable to your wrists. Take a nice deep breath in. Lift the heart, drop the head back, open the mouth, let it go. Open yourself up, open your heart. Open your throat chakra and your heart chakra. Slowly coming back, uncrossing the legs, making your way onto your back. Bring the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a tight squeeze. Maybe gently rocking from side to side. And gently keeping the right knee in towards the chest, extend the left leg down the length of the mat. Left hand rests on top of the knee while the right arm extends out towards the right like a T. You could either allow the palm to face down or up, whichever feels best on your body. And the way we're going to come into the supine twist is going to be extra, extra, extra slow. I want you to feel the tiny little stretches and sensations, and maybe even rock into various different areas of the hips. So taking a deep breath in, slowly inching the right knee over towards the left. Now instead of rolling onto the left hip, see if you could keep the left hip grounded and just allow the right knee to move towards the left. Once you feel some resistance, take a breath. Find some space, and as you exhale, you could slowly begin to guide the right knee once again towards the right. Once you meet some resistance, you could either take another deep breath as I cued previously, or you could gently allow the knee to move up and down, seeing if you feel various different sensations in that right outer hip. You could also flex the right foot, and by flexing the right foot, you'll also begin to feel various different sensations, maybe even in the calf or the outer parts of the shin. Staying here with the hips still fairly square, that left hip grounded. Feeling a twist in the navel. Activating your solar plexus chakra here as well as your sacral. Take a deep breath in, and then again fully find that supine twist rolling onto the left hip. Couple of options here again. You could keep the right foot flexed and just gently extend the knee and flex the knee, feeling the different sensations that you're feeling now in the hamstrings and the outer hip. And then slowly finding that stillness within the supine twist. Shoulders should be square. The chin could be up towards the ceiling, or the gaze could be over the right shoulder. Heavy. Extra heavy. 3 breaths. Slowly coming back to center, bringing both knees in towards the chest. This time extending the right leg down the length of the mat. Right hand on top of left knee. Left arm extends out towards the left. Again, palm facing up or down. Taking a nice deep breath in. Keeping the right hip where it is, just allow the left knee to reach towards the right. Once you meet some resistance, you know what to do, and explore. Finding your full supine twist, coming onto the right hip. And again, gaze could be up or over the left shoulder. Gently coming back to center. One more tight squeeze. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Slipping into your final Shavasana. Left heel towards the left lower corner of your mat. Right heel towards right lower corner of your mat. Relax the shoulder blades down the back. Take up some space, separating the arms away from the torso. Palms facing up. See if you could just gently press into the mat so your chin is nice and flush and the back of your spine flush to your mat. Open and close the jaw a few times. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Allow the ears to gently fall back towards your mat. Soften the cheeks and the jaw. Release any control on the breath. Allow the fingers to curl towards the palms and the toes to soften. Give every muscle in your body permission to fall off the bone. Give every single joint in your body permission to soften in its socket. Give your mind permission to just be. And be. Here I say goodbye and thank you. Continue to marinate in these sensations and feelings. Continue to find peace, presence, calm.